More dead cells. I've changed up the streaming settings a little bit, and hopefully that'll result in a somewhat smoother encode. We'll see. So last time I had a rather long-lasting run that got me all the way to the current end of the game, but I kind of balked it at the last minute and died, unfortunately. Oh well, things will only get easier as they go along and as I re-unlock more and more items, as the item pool is a little bit limited at the moment. There is some good stuff there, but a lot of the best items I've yet to unlock. Alright, let's go with the bow. Of the two starting items, I think that's head and shoulders above the shield. Really, shields aren't all that amazing in general, but when they have no special bonuses at all like the starting shield does, it's pretty much completely worthless. In fact, I think at the moment the only shield I would go with if I picked one up would be the gold shield, since that allows me to acquire more gold from knocking out the enemy's teeth, which I just love that little detail. They could have just had it be you getting a bit of gold from enemies for no apparent reason, but they specifically state that it's the enemy's gold teeth. And that's a nice little detail. It's humorous. Whoa! I rocketed all the way down to a chef shop, apparently. Nice monster grub. Fortunately, I don't need to partake in that at the moment. It's a good bonus, but I think I'm gonna have to go with the passive level up instead. That's just too useful to pass up. So I had a fairly even build last time as far as stat level ups go. I always like going with health early on if I have the option. That extra little bit of tankiness ends up helping me make up for the mistakes I inevitably make. Unless you're confident that you can avoid taking damage later on, you really do need the health investment, otherwise you will be getting one-shot quite a bit. Okay, I can tackle that elite up there. I'm gonna see if I can acquire some more gear first though, and have a better chance at actually taking it down. A weapon upgrade, some extra skills, a bow upgrade, any of these would help considerably with that. Don't rush into danger, kids, unless you're adequately prepared. That's the lesson I'm gonna teach you today. Oh, hey, speaking of gold shield, or greed shield, I guess it's technically called. Yep, I'm playing in a new file. I started playing it the other day. I wanted to start from the beginning just because it had been a while since I'd seen the intro, and as far as I understood, it was a little bit different than it was when they first released it on Early Access. So I was curious. That and I wanted to get rid of the terrible items I unlocked in my item pool. So many cells wasted on shields that I'll never be using and such. Damn, I've been lucky with the gold drops. Although I think they might be a little bit more common, probably a change they made to accompany, what's the word? To go with the fact that they've hiked up the shop prices considerably. Okay, so I do want to go along to the toxic sewers. I want to try and unlock the rune that's at the end of that pathway. But I'll be doing that after exploring this level a bit more. That said, it looks like I'm almost done. There's just a little pathway back behind the shopkeep. I love that chef hat that he has. It's very fashionable. Oh wow, they made the ossuary more difficult. That'll be interesting to try out, assuming I can actually unlock the next rune which will take me there. You say actually hard, which has me concerned because I felt the ossuary was actually fairly challenging before. So I'm excited to see what it's like now as of the current patch. Alright, I'll try out that challenge area last. I'd like to see if I could get a better weapon like what is down there apparently. I used throwing knives last time, but I'll never look them in the eye, or the knife blade, I guess. And I should be blocking more, yes, so I can actually pick up some more gold. I keep forgetting it. Is that even a... Oh, wow, that turned the arrows into gold. That is really cool. Can I get a gold teeth from him too? No, just a gold arrow. Ah, okay, so you basically just had it down pat, but now that they've updated it, you're having trouble again. Interesting. Won't be able to go there until next one at the earliest though, and again, that's assuming I can actually get to unlocking the rune that takes me there. Alright, fantastically bonused ice grenade, okay. I think I'm gonna go pick up that bear trap since it's only 1k gold. I think it's quicker if I teleport there. And then I'll try taking on the elite and hope for a good weapon upgrade from it. Applies flammable oil to the victim. That's not too useful to me at the moment since I don't have any source of burning damage. Oh well, that's the luck of the draw. I think the elite was up here, wasn't he? Yeah. Okay, it's a regular gremlin. He should be pretty easily handled with just the bear trap then. And I'm gonna freeze him. Yep, as long as I roll when it tries to do the melee attacks, I'm fairly good. Drag him over here, hopefully get him caught in another trap. Perfect. Okay, I handled that well. Well, I didn't exactly sacrifice much by doing that, but the reward wasn't all that great. Oh well. Alright, where was the sewers exit? There it is. Ooh, I actually have a fair amount of cells. I might be able to unlock a weapon for use. Oh, of course, I'm one away from being able to try out the shovel. I don't know if this was added in the most recent patch or the elemental one, but I don't think I've ever used it. Oh, the siren call of the shovel. Yeah, damn it, I can't unlock anything. Not until next time I meet the collector. Oh well. Alright, let's see how the sewers treat me. Hopefully they won't cover me in too much shit. Not exactly a fan of that stuff. More and more I'm finding the bear traps quite useful. At least early on in the stages, or in the earliest stages I should say. Because there the crowds are light enough in density that you can actually like limit a good portion of them with the bear traps. Later on when there's hordes of enemies and a lot of them are things like flyers, I don't see that being as useful. But I'm actually finding a use for it, which is what surprises me because I never found them all that good when I played earlier. Ah, the shovel must be a new thing, you've never seen it before. Well, looking forward to trying it out, I guess, when I get through this stage. Unless I pick up a really good weapon upgrade that I wouldn't want to trade up. Yeah, it's kind of the nice thing about roguelites is that, at least the ones that have lots of items that you can equip, you often end up falling into just using a certain few that you like, but then inevitably... Oh, that's an elite, I didn't realize that at first. This may have been a mistake. Let me actually use my throwing knives here, apply some bleeding damage from a distance. I'm glad the scorpions attack slowly, they're not so bad. Ooh, although now that he's reached the second phase, this could turn out terribly. Let me, they can't climb up ladders, so I'm actually safe here. I'm gonna finish my thought from before I continue on, and then I can focus on the elite. inevitably you end up having a run where you don't get your usual stuff and you have to try out stuff that normally you turn down. And then you end up finding out that it's actually surprisingly useful. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that would happen. Whoops. Okay, this is what I was trying to do. Boom, freeze, bear trap. Bingo. Oh, wait, I ran out of throwing knives. Because they're still stuck in the scorpion. Or it's helpers, one of the two. Okay, that worked out. I beat an elite scorpion, and all I have to show for it is this shitty, sturdy shield. Although, healing me when I parry once per enemy, that is interesting. Kinda wish it didn't have that limit, because if it didn't, I could see that being very useful against the bosses, perhaps brokenly so, depending on how much it healed. But with that limit in place, I don't think I'm gonna go with it. I really don't want to give up my throwing knives. Yeah, shields are definitely better than they used to be, but they're still not all that great. But I am glad that they are... Oop, I might die here. I'm glad that they are making a lot of balance changes. They're actually paying attention to feedback, and hello. Now that is the blueprint I've been hoping would drop. The rapier, my favorite weapon. Ooh, do I dare risk dealing with the cursed treasure chest? It's kind of risky in this stage because a lot of the enemies end up trying to ambush you, the scorpions especially, since they just crawl up out of nowhere from the ground. So I guess it's not exactly nowhere then, but you know what I mean. They surprise you, and I feel like I would be inviting death upon me. I'll wait to see if I can find a weapon normally, because that's the only reason I would especially go for the cursed chest at the moment. But even then, that's not guaranteed. I might just pick up a skill or something. I really hope this isn't going to be like my last run, where I was stuck with a nutcracker, a tier 1 nutcracker, that I got at the start, well into like... I think I had that up to the first boss. That was an interesting run. I had to rely more on proper footwork and using my skills to immobilize enemies, rather than just rushing them down with damage, which was fun. But I'd rather have a good form of offense. Alright, that's one of the exits I've unlocked. Let's backtrack a little bit then. There's a few pathways I haven't quite been down yet. You'd rather have good bosses. I find... Ooh, that is a rather cruel poison placement. Come on, you know players are gonna just ground pound down there. Well, okay. I've only actually fought the second boss once myself, so I can't really comment on it too much. Why can't I hit you? From what I've seen, yeah, I'm not super enthusiastic with it. I do like the first boss, though. Especially since they have buffed him somewhat. They gave him that new close-range repelling shield that damages you if you just stay up in his grill. Which previously you could, you know, just keep wailing on him. So they've done a good job at actually making him somewhat more dangerous. I do think they could make him more threatening, but I do like the concept. And it's an enemy type, basically just a big hulking enemy, that you don't really see in this game. This game goes more for crowds, and it's interesting to just have one big target to take down. Yeah, that's a good point. Something other than invulnerability every now and again to prevent you from just mowing them down. They need to do something else to prevent that. I'd agree with that. Alright, well, I think I'm gonna have to give up my throwing knife. The heavy crossbow is basically a ranged melee option, if that makes sense. It's the video game shotgun is how I refer to it as. You can actually fire the damn thing off. It's quite slow, but it's also quite powerful. If you do it from far away, it's nigh on useless. You really have to be right up in their grill, but if you are, it does a lot of damage, which is why I enjoy it. Okay, that was close. I think that explosion would have killed me if I had let it gone off. Okay, maybe I shouldn't be relying on my crossbow this much. Is it just me, or did they increase the startup time? It feels like it was longer than I remember it, but my faulty memory, I'm not exactly gonna trust it. Okay, so you gave me a crossbow I enjoy using, but game, I really want a melee weapon upgrade. Come on, have the shopkeep. I have not found many weapons in shops since I started a new file. I'm not sure if that's just pure luck or if they've jiggered with the generation for that. Ooh, that is a good throwing knife. I'm not sure if it's worth the cost. Yeah, I'd rather have the level up, honestly. So, give myself... let's give myself a bit more health. I have 2 damage upgrades. As soon as I pick up a decent weapon, my level 3 strength will actually start coming in handy. Oh, you've been having bad luck with weapons in shops as well, so yeah, maybe it was something with, however they randomly generate their inventory. I wonder if that's accidental or on purpose, if it is indeed a thing. Because I would say that in the previous versions, you were kind of spoiled for choice with weapons. They tended to come fast and frequent and very powerful. Like, oftentimes in a level, I'd end up coming across a few twin daggers or rapiers or other good weapons. And it was like I was a kid in a candy store. But at the moment, it definitely feels like if they were trying to correct that, they corrected it a bit too far, making the weapons a bit too scarce. Granted, it doesn't help that I started a new file and so I don't have most of the good weapons unlocked. Oh, I hate that poison so much. I always end up taking a short dip into it and end up taking a lot of damage as a result. Oh, did they nerf the rapier? That's unfortunate to hear, but not surprising. I think before it was straight up the best weapon thanks to its insane DPS. Literally the only bad thing about it was the fact that it wasn't good at hitting very low to the ground enemies, but that was rarely an issue. Let's see. I think I've explored... Oh, nope. I was gonna say everything, but I have a few paths over here. Come on, weapon upgrade. I'd really like to have something better than the default rusty sword before going into the 3rd stage. Ah, okay. Yeah, so, yeah, what made the rapier so strong before was that after you rolled, like, you could get 2 or 3 guaranteed crits, and they were quite powerful. But now they've only made it so that the first hit does a crit, and the crit damage is a bit lesser in general. Yeah, as I said, I'm not at all surprised that they balanced that. That thing was probably the strongest weapon. Oh well. Now I just have to do the work to find out what the new strongest weapon is. You say you really like the spear. I haven't had a chance to try that out. On my previous file, I never unlocked it. I've tried out the Impaler, which is a spear-like weapon, but I know it's not quite the same as the spear. Hopefully I'll be able to unlock the blueprint for that soon. Okay, with that, I think I am done with the toxic sewers. Unless I want to go into the next stage with the curse on me, and I don't want to do that because of the asshole wizards. Oh wait, no, that would be if I'm going to the ramparts. I'm going into the old sewers, which do also have some pesky enemies that like to attack you from off screen. So yeah, I'm still gonna disregard that curse. Let's go to the old sewers. Yeah, the spear is the weapon that gets guaranteed crits when you attack more than one enemy at once, right? Which is pretty much a given in this game. I think the only time where you're not fighting a crowd of enemies is against the first boss, who's not all that threatening in the first place, so who cares? Okay, let's try out the shovel. Shovel 3, plus damage on a burning target, 356. That's not a huge boost over the rusty sword. Ooh, I really like the feel of the moveset. It feels appropriately hefty for a shovel, and what was its innate bonus? It flings enemies and bombs backwards. That'll make the cannoneers in the Fog Fjord easy enough to deal with, I'm sure. Okay, I think I like the shovel, but I'll have to test it out against some enemies first. And even if it has been nerfed, the rapier is still going to be my bae in my heart, so I'll funnel the rest of my cells into that for now. At least until I get some more interesting weapons to unlock. I like how they've changed up the break rooms somewhat as well. There's a bit more variety to the design that they take, which is nice. Doesn't add a huge amount, but just a little bit of visual variety to the break rooms is, well, nice. Who needs an Italian plumber achievement I just unlocked? What is that for? Oh, okay, it's reaching the old sewers for the first time. So yeah, I've been noticing that I've been unlocking a few achievements like that, which is a result of them adding achievements. Wait, what? Oh, this is interesting. This was not here before when you get to the old sewers in the previous updates. I am very glad I started a new file because I'm seeing this new stuff as well as the achievements for getting to places for the first time, which you can't get if you have an old file. I guess this is how you know that one of the runes is at the end of this stage. Whereas before, you just had to make it to the end. I wonder if I can bring it back to him and get something. Oh, you got them on your old file? That's interesting, because I did play for a bit on my old file after they added the achievements, and I never unlocked any of those. Probably just a bit of glitchiness. Oh, these cursed chests are tempting me. I'm not gonna do it though. That's just tempting fate. And fate is not kindly to me. Not when I'm being too risky. I don't know if you watch Smite streams at all, his like arcade pit and gambling stuff, but I participated in his AI arena stream for the first time. And I was actually doing really well when I made conservative bets in that, you know, for fake money, obviously. You can, if you don't know what that is, for anyone who's listening, it's basically like a kind of like salty bet in that regard, except with random fighting games rather than Mugen. But I was making conservative bets, and I got like 13 wins in a row. And then as soon as I went all in to try and double my gains, that's when I lost my first bet and ended up losing everything. And I feel like there's a lesson to be learnt there. Ooh, this is a new platforming configuration. They're getting a bit better with adding more variety with that as well. Each update with this game adds a surprisingly significant amount of content. It truly is impressive. Okay, what am I facing? Okay, just a regular skeleton enemy, that's not so bad. Especially if I freeze them. Okay, now I can't see what's happening. Ooh, I did a lot of damage. Okay, I'm gonna wait for my freeze grenades to pop. Okay, that could have gone much worse if I had taken a single more hit, but it worked out. Oh my god, this might be the best amulet I've ever found. 30% damage reduction and healing from poison. Hold on, can I find a poison pit anywhere around here? Did I come across any earlier on in the level? They are a thing in the old sewers, right? I'm pretty sure they are. I might not have to use my healing flask. Ooh, Shopkeep has some good stuff. +1 strength. A nutcracker with some pretty solid bonuses. Ice grenade with a +1 to skills, not bad. I think I'll save up for the strength upgrade. It's the most useful for me at the moment. Come on, Poison, where are you when I need you? There you are. Yep, I can just stand here and be healed. Unfortunately, I can't proc Poison multiple times to speed up the healing. But that's actually a pretty steady rate. Nice. So, as long as I don't get one shot or, you know, taken out in an instant from burst damage, which admittedly is the most common cause of death in this game, I'm basically immortal, for this stage at least. Not so much later on, since Poison only really shows up as a feature in the 2 sewer levels. But that 30% damage reduction will always be useful. Oh, that was cool, I was batting away those explosive pods. Nice, and yeah, once I've made them my allies, their explosions don't hurt me. So now these annoying caterpillar grubs are actually just purely beneficial for the most part. It seems like the hitbox for actually hitting them is somewhat small though. Or rather, I think it's that I can only bat one away at a time. I can't bat a whole group away at once, which does limit its usefulness somewhat. Oh, a quick question. How is the stream quality so far? I changed up some settings, and I'm hoping that things are running a bit smoother. It was fine last time, but there were a few hitches now and again. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, this is a new enemy type. It's kind of like a palette swap, not an entirely new thing. But now we have a new gremlin that unleashes hostile mites when I kill them. That's pretty cool. That does a fair bit for the enemy variety in the earlier stages. Seems good? Sounds good. Fantastic. And hello, Idiocy Overdose. Let's see. So, there was that strength upgrade from the earlier merchant, but here is the level up of my choice. I'd like to purchase both, but I doubt I'll have the gold to do that. I would probably want to pick up a +1 to strength anyway, so I'd rather purchase that one from the earlier merchant since it was cheaper. But if I can somehow wrangle up around 13k gold, I should be able to pick up both. I'm tempted by that amulet, but my current one is way better, so nah. Alright. I would like to find a merchant who is actually offering weapons though for once. I do like the shovel, I don't exactly want to give it up. But I know there's better stuff out there. Okay, wow, so now you have this NPC who talks to you occasionally as you go through the old sewers. Yeah, this was definitely not something that was there before. That's really cool. And I hope they continue to add NPCs like that in the later stages. I like that he's basically encouraging you to go on to find his rune. It's nice having a little... Oh, wait. Okay, the rune is directly beyond there. That's why he showed up. I realized that was the case when I saw the skull flag indicating that the boss is down there. Oh, hey, don't knock skills up. Skill ups, I guess would be the proper way to say that. If you can get some of the better offensive skills like Death Orb or Cluster Bomb, assuming they haven't nerfed them, they end up doing insane damage if you can get enough skill ups. Like, enough that you can basically take out crowds just with them. You don't even have to do melee attacks. And they'll cool down near instantly, and it is just, oh, it's a lot of fun. Oh, you've actually been going for the speedrun rooms, have you? The Hourglass Door ones, I'm assuming? Tell me, do those actually give good rewards now? Because they never did before, and I'm really hoping that they patch that to give good rewards. Oh, is that a guarantee? The time door in the ossuary gives you 2 to 3 skill ups. That's interesting. So if they actually guarantee you some decent level ups in those rooms, I can't actually see those being worthwhile to go for. since that would basically make up for all the stuff you're giving up by going so fast. Interesting. I'll keep that in mind for when I try to do that. I guess this is better than my current bear trap. Only slightly, but better is better. Unless it's cheddar. Actually, I don't know why I said that. I really like cheddar cheese. Especially if it's sharp. Sharp cheddar cheese is delicious. Oh, I just realized I never went back to do that challenge room in, I think it was the first level. I always forget about that. Let's do this one right here so I don't forget about it. Oh, they noticed me. Okay. I don't know how I'm getting through this without... He's gonna vault. Okay. Yeah, the shovel ain't exactly good for stun-locking entire crowds of enemies, especially when they're as quick to recover as... Oh, god damn it, you're just... Okay, thankfully I managed to kill him with my grenade. I didn't have to try and go down there. Wow, there's a crowd of enemies. Okay, I might not have the setup that actually allows me to do this quickly enough. We'll see. Well, it didn't go so well. I got rid of these shield guys. They're the most annoying since they block a lot of damage. Oh, he hit me right as I came out of the iframes of my roll. Damn, that was close. Oh well. Yeah, shield guys are the biggest pain when you're doing those challenge rooms. You know, one thing I don't quite like about this shovel, it ends up causing a decent amount of screen shake when you swing it, which, whoa, does a lot to give it a hefty feel, but it makes it a bit more unwieldy to use. And not like in a good way, like, I don't know, a big ultra heavy weapon from Dark Souls. It just ends up feeling a bit awkward and it kind of disorients me. Not a huge fan of that. I'm not sure how I feel about mites being an actual enemy type now. They were always my most stalwart of allies, but now they've become my foes, and it's tugging at my heartstrings. I'm about to burst into tears at this betrayal. Oh well, that was a waste of a skill. Now, I haven't acquired any skill ups so far, but it feels like they've increased the base cooldown for skills. I feel like it used to be faster even without skill ups. I don't know if that's actually the case, but I would not be surprised if that was a change they made to make skills a bit less overpowered. Ooh, that bird was carrying a diamond, I was gonna say, but no, it's a sapphire. Good. Friggin' hate diamonds. They are the most boring of jewels. They're friggin' clear and colorless. They look like a mirror. I don't see what the big deal is. Now, colored gems, on the other hand, those are rad. They look very pretty. Just gonna use one of my healing flasks here to be safe. I don't want to suddenly eat it, not in the first stage, third stage rather. Come on, game, give me a weapon. Okay, I'll take a shovel upgrade. I was hoping for something new, but this is fine. Enemies burn when they die. I don't know if that can spread to other enemies, but if it can, that is a fantastic set of bonuses. Kill one thing, set it on fire, cause it to set other things on fire, and all of a sudden you're doing double the damage to them. Or no, would it be 50% more damage? It depends on how that plus 100% is calculated. Yeah, no, that should be 2 times, I'm pretty sure. Wait, what was that? Why is there a look option? Oh, I guess I'd be able to encounter that strange person there if I hadn't seen them at the end already. Come on, give me a crowd of enemies so I can test out this burning on death effect. I've had it before, but I've never specifically tested it. Okay, good, it does burn them. Damn, this shovel might keep me for a long time then. All of a sudden, with those 2 bonuses, it is suddenly incredibly good at dealing with crowds, as long as I can kill one thing in that crowd fairly quickly. Ooh, electrical whip. I think I might replace my crossbow. I haven't been using that at all, and it's honestly not all that good. Oh, and plus damage to a burning target? Yep. That is some fantastic weapon synergy there. Plus, the electric whip is pretty much a ranged weapon in its own right, thanks to its insane range and tracking. No, come over here to the fire, if you would. Oh, of course the fire fades. I played Dark Souls, I should know that. How exactly are you frozen and on fire at the same time? Because for a split second that was absolutely true of the enemies that were there. Insert thonk emote. Oh, did they nerf the range of this? Let me test it out on a straight way. Oh yeah, wow, that's like maybe not quite half the length it once was, but I would say probably a 50% reduction at least from what it used to be. Which is fair because previously it basically had the range of a bow. The functional range, that is. Jesus Christ, look at how huge this level is. It feels like it's bigger than it used to be. More maze-like too. Oh, so I can just head on to the Black Bridge without acquiring the room, that's right. That's technically an optional objective. Though you'd be a fool if you disregarded that. Alright, let's do some backtracking then. Okay, I'm not even entirely sure what happened there, but it worked out in my favor, so I ain't complaining. Sometimes the combat encounters in this game get so hectic that you can't even really tell what's going on, but that's part of the charm. Alright, well that's that area finished off. Let's see, there's a path over there, and a path right here. There was also a sarcophagus. Oh wait, was this the one that led to the boss? No, that was the one over there, right. Or was it this one? Okay, no, this is where the optional boss is. Okay, I feel pretty confident about tackling it. I got a pretty good setup. Right, this is a Slayer, I forgot about that. you know, the fact that he has minions is actually probably going to help me because I can burn him, suddenly start doing more damage, and take him down even quicker. Like so. Alright, fantastic. I believe I can interact with everything in the environment now. So no longer will I be missing an item because it's locked behind a teleportation sarcophagus. God, that was the worst thing that happened in the last run. So many weapon upgrades that I just could not hope to reach. Okay, so there was at least one sarcophagus I've interacted with, or I've seen before. I think it was over here, and it looks like it just leads to a flashbang, which I'm not exactly interested in acquiring. I like my current skill setup, so I'm just gonna ignore that for now. Ooh, that's purple fire. Fancy. I could have sworn it was causing red fire before. I wonder if the effect is random, or if it's enemy dependent, or what. I guess I'll be on the lookout for that now. I still love that despite having like 20 plus hours in this game, because of the constant updates, I keep finding out new stuff. Whether it's actually new stuff, or stuff that was already pre-existing but I've only just noticed it now. It's one of the fun things about playing an early access game, or really any game in general that's just being constantly updated like that. Alright, let's head onwards to the Black Bridge. My setup isn't super good for dealing with it, given the fact that I need to kill enemies to get that bonus damage, and I don't think the incomplete one summons any. But as long as I play my cards right, it should be fine. It's not all that threatening of an enemy in the first place. Okay, I'll leave the rapier at 1, I think, so I can unlock it later. If I end up needing a weapon in the middle of a run, that's good policy. As for the rest of these cells... yeah, not gonna bother unlocking shields just yet. They're still not all that great. Oil grenade. Oh, I really wish I hadn't spent cells, because oil would actually be really useful with my current setup now that I think about it. Well, I'll funnel my remaining 26 into that. I can unlock that after I kill the incomplete one. If I do. I'm hedging my bets to include failure. That way, if it does occur, I'm not horribly disappointed in myself. Bear trap should come in handy, assuming that the incomplete one can get stuck on it. I'm assuming it can. Good. Okay, I do an okay amount of damage to it, actually. There's that new damaging aura. Alright, I've got it below half. Now is when it actually gets aggressive and dangerous. And starts mixing things up somewhat. Still not that threatening though. In fact, they did add that new close range hurting aura to him. But honestly, it feels like he might be easier than he used to be, like he's a bit less aggressive. Maybe that's just though because the 2 times I've fought him thus far on this new file, I've had freeze, which seems really good for dealing... Is this the spear? Oh no, it's just the impaler, which is a fine weapon, don't get me wrong, but I was really hoping to unlock the spear blueprint. Oh, he did always have that aura, it just looks different, okay. That actually does make sense now that I think about it. Because I found that when fighting him in the previous updates, I would suddenly start taking just a lot of damage, and I always just assumed that was because I didn't notice him doing one of his melee attacks. But I guess it would have actually been the aura, which I just didn't see because it wasn't all that noticeable. So it's good that they've changed that to make it such. Oh, I can cancel the invincibility by freezing him. I didn't realize that. Good to know. Okay, so let's unlock that oil grenade. And I did like the impaler when I tried it before, so let's get to unlocking that. I do need to unlock more items in general anyway, so I can start going towards the random melee weapon. Okay, wow, enemies burn when they die. I'm just getting some really... I wonder if they've altered what effects are likely or likelier to appear on what items, because I'm noticing I'm getting a lot of stuff that works well with burning on burning related items. Let's see, I don't know what to get rid of. The bear trap has been surprisingly useful, but the oil grenade is basically that, but more so. Well, more so what I've been using it for. It doesn't stop the enemies, but it has more synergy with the burning stuff, so... hopefully I don't regret giving that up. Got a decent chunk of gold too, so if I come across a merchant I should be able to purchase some stuff. Oh, that's what I'm an idiot. I forgot to purchase those level ups in the toxic sewers. Or the old sewers, was it? One of the two. I always forget to go back to places when I note them early on. Okay, yeah, that's what I was hoping for. That's the kind of synergy I was expecting with this setup. And I am not disappointed. Oh, I see, that's what causes the fire color change. Oiled fire is that bluish purple, regular fire is red. And by spreading oil along the ground, I can actually progress those trails of fire that I create when enemies die. I don't know if pluses to skills really helps me all that much, since these aren't damaging skills. It does improve their cooldowns though, so it's not utterly worthless. But with this build, I definitely think I would prefer health or strength ups. But I won't sneeze at any level up. Hey, merchant, exactly what I wanted. I'll take the level up, thank you. So, what do I put it in? Health or damage? I could use some more damage. Hey, buddy, I already bought something. Fix-it-can dialogue, bro. Yeah, I don't think I found a single weapon from a merchant so far on this run. They really have made weapon drops rare. I guess though that isn't such a bad thing. It's actually forcing me to use new weapons like this shovel here rather than just sticking with my favorites. Okay, so it's the third hit of the shovel, the one with that red effect that really sends enemies flying. That's what was causing that. I never consciously noticed that before. See, if I had given up the shovel earlier, I wouldn't have realized that. Okay, but knocking enemies away isn't exactly a good thing. He wasn't able to catch his axe, which ended up doing a bit of damage to me. Things to keep in mind when using this weapon. Wait, where did you come from? You were definitely not on this pathway before. But suddenly you are much less of a pain to deal with. Those reflected cannonballs don't do nearly as much damage as I hoped they would though. That's a bit disappointing. Alright, got a shortcut back down to below. I think that's one of the more favorite things that they've added with this darkness update, is vines that grow down. They come in very handy in this stage. Once you've actually gotten up to the top level, you don't have to go through all the work to get back up here if you end up dropping down, which is very convenient. Oh, okay, this could turn out poorly. I threw the oil grenade in the wrong direction, and that was the start of a whole string of poor choices. Just gonna let the fire take care of the rest, though. Good job. Yeah, well, this is a fantastic setup for dealing with crowds. As soon as one enemy falls, they all do. You know what they say about the weakest link in a chain. Yeah, I think I said it when I did one of my recorded videos before, that fire is pretty much as powerful as bleed used to be before they nerfed it. So I would not be too surprised if they nerfed this as well. Come on, kill him. Ah, just barely. Okay, sometimes the chaos isn't exactly in my favor. I'm not exactly sure what hurt me there, but something did. Thankfully not too much, though. Oh, swarm of biters crawl for my victims. And damage to burning target. I'm tempted to give up my ice grenade, but freezing is too generally useful to give up, I think. You know what though, let's test it out. See if I'm any more effective at killing crowds with this. If not, I can always go back to the ice grenade. Yeah, I can kind of see both sides to that. Like, on the one hand, if you have something that is massively OP, you do want to try and nerf that, because inevitably players will only end up using that rather than the whole horde of other items that are in this game. And this is a game with a ton of items. I think I've mentioned that several times before. It's when that I don't end up getting the stuff that I'm used to, that I try new stuff. And I end up finding out that it's surprisingly useful. But at the same time, especially when you're talking about a purely single-player game, getting rid of all the fun stuff just makes things unfun. See a lot of From Software games, the Dark Souls games, after they end up patching them a bunch. Like how DS2 ended up nerfing magic into the ground somewhat. And it makes mages so much less fun to play than they were at launch, which is a disappointment. It's kind of a narrow line that the developers have to walk in that regard, making it so that there's really good stuff but that it's not too overpowered, or that if it is overpowered, it's only so because of a very specific circumstance. I would say that's actually one of the things that Binding of Isaac actually does fairly well, is actually have a good amount of really overpowered stuff, but you can only acquire it by picking up a very specific set of items, like the various transformations in that game. And so that ends up being a pretty good way of balancing that. It's actually why I feel that burning isn't too overpowered as of the current state, because to be really good you do need a source of oil, and preferably bonuses on your skills and weapons that boost damage against burning targets. If you don't have those, it's not going to be nearly as good. We'll see what the developers think though with the next patch, whether they nerf that or not. Let me use my other healing charge here before I keel over. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go back to get that ice grenade. Being able to just freeze a whole crowd of enemies was too useful. Oh, I think I might have actually found the exit though. Not going there just yet though. That is a good point. They made burning as strong as it is with the previous elemental update, and they've kept it through this one, so maybe that is an intentional choice they're making. That is a good point as well, that if you know that if something is strong enough it's going to be nerfed, you're probably not going to bother sticking with it because eventually you'll have to do without it. In which case you're not going to use it while it is good. That is a good point. I think it really does come down to, because for certain players like me, for example, don't always enjoy when there's overpowered stuff because you end up being too tempted to use it, and you end up sticking with it when you'd rather use a variety of stuff. It's more of a self-control thing on the part of those personal players though, and it's something I've been trying to get better at because plenty of games don't nerf the overpowered stuff, so it has to be up to me to not use it. I think that's why you end up seeing a lot of people complain about that stuff, because it is kind of more of a self-control thing with your gameplay than anything. But yeah, if you do have to nerf it, yeah, I would agree that the best way is to either make it hard to acquire, or only with very specific builds, which both of those things kind of go hand in hand with this game at least. So that way you can have overpowered stuff, but it's only on occasion, like Isaac as I mentioned before. But if I don't complain about how other people play this single-player game, how am I supposed to know that I'm a true hardcore video game player? Now answer me that. I don't think I want that flashbang. It is a pretty good stun item, and depending on the bonuses it might be better than my ice grenade, but I'd rather save up the gold. Okay, that was a massive failure on my part. I just kind of got out of there rather than relying on the rally because I was really worried that I might just die. I have unlocked the stage exit, so I could just ignore everything else. Assuming I can find my way back there. I forget exactly which house had the exit. I think I'm gonna do just that. I'd rather not have the run just end here, of all places. I wonder how effective this build will be against the second boss. If I time things right, I should be able to proc the burning stuff by killing the tentacles and the phases when the boss is invulnerable. And as long as it lasts long enough, that should be able to apply burning to the boss, assuming that it can be burned in the first place. I'm assuming it can. I'm pretty sure I bleeded it. Still, though, I wouldn't mind a guaranteed source of fire damage at this point. I think the only one I have unlocked, though, is the firebrands. So there's not exactly a huge chance of that happening, unfortunately. Yeah, I'll defend the first boss, if only because I just like it in concept and feel that for all the flaws it does have, it can be improved. But I will not defend the second boss for even an instant. It doesn't seem very good at all, I'll agree with you with that. Oh, you know what I just realized? These annoying enemies that... Okay, well, let me just deal with the mages first before I finish that thought. The annoying enemies that explode into birds when they die, they're not going to be nearly as annoying anymore with this burning stuff I got going on. Because as soon as the birds come out, they're going to get burned. Well, okay, that didn't work quite as well as I was hoping. I guess they have to get right on level with the fire, which as flying creatures, they're not super likely to do. Damn, I was hoping that killing the first enemy would just trigger a chain reaction and burn them all to death. No such luck, though. That is a good point. I could just not kill them. You know, that seems so obvious in retrospect, but I never actually considered that before. As far as issues I have with playing video games, that certainly is one. I just have a huge amount of bloodthirst, a desire to kill absolutely everything that comes across my path, even in games where it doesn't benefit you or actively harms you, like in this case. Now, that's not always going to be an option, but like I could just ignore this guy, right? Because he can't really travel over here. This is the end of this room, but even if there were more stuff, he wouldn't actually be able to follow me because he can't teleport or anything, so yeah, I'm best off just not killing him. I don't really need gold at this point because there aren't exactly many places to spend it in this stage. Yeah, why am I fighting them? That, again, it seems so obvious in retrospect, but actually, really the only thing I need to kill, thinking about it, at least in these early parts, are the mages, because they will target you from off screen and they will stay on your ass for quite a while. That could have ended badly. Yeah, they will continue to target you for quite a while. But aside from them, I could probably actually ignore most of the enemies. Oh yeah, the swarm of bugs, the mites. There's actually a specific skill that just launches a bunch of mites at your enemies, and it's probably my favorite, even if it's not explicitly the best. I think you might need a blueprint for that one. You must, because I haven't seen it thus far. Yeah, they also give that mite thing, the mite swarm, to enemies, which wasn't the case before, as I've noted. Come on, give me a good weapon for dealing with the second. Okay, that... Oh, that is a dick move. So much for getting a weapon. Okay then. I'm not even sure what happened there. I thought I managed to roll out of the crowd, but I guess I must have gotten stuck in the middle of them or something. Well, I'm curious, Iggy, do you know if they would have dropped an item after I killed them all, or is that just a dick move? Their version of the mimic, I guess, or a trap chest. Yeah, dead again. Don't rub it in, you jerkbag. Okay, so ignore treasure chests in the last stage. Good to know. That's weird though, because was that something they added in the elemental update? Because I've been to the graveyard a few times in the first version of the game, and I think once or twice in the elemental update, but I never actually saw that trap chest before, which is why I did not expect it at all. Oh, that was a rude awakening. They can appear anywhere. Yeah, they must be rare if I've never seen them before. Oh well, my setup probably wasn't all that good for taking down the boss anyway, so maybe it was best that I was old yellowed. Oh, have I actually found a goddamn weapon merchant? I think I might have, given he's selling 2 primary weapons here. Yeah, I'll take that blood sword. That should keep me set for a while. I'll take the scroll of power as well. Let's go with strength, since I'm also going to be picking up the frost blast. I'd like that over the bow, especially since, yeah, they've sped it up considerably since the first update. It is so much better now. Oh wow, you've only found one yourself in 30 hours. I guess that's the proper way to handle a trap chest scenario. Make it so rare that even when you're sure you've discovered everything there is in the game, that's when it gets you. Like, I'm not even mad about that death in the slightest, because that was just a great moment in general. Thank you, what are the devs of this game called? They're not the Game Bakers, those are the Fury devs. Way Forward? No, that's different. Damn it, I really should know their name off the top of my head. Considering how much I like their game. Someone in the chat, tell me, or Google it and tell me if you don't know. Oh hey, I can actually use these sarcophagi. Ooh, I did just pick up this blood sword, but should I go pure magic? That'd be an interesting build. It's only lightning bolt level 1. If it was level 2, I might. Motion twin, yes, that's it. Thank you for looking that up. Oh right, and yeah, this is the fourth run. On the 4th run, you find this guy dead. He's dead, Jim. And you get a free blueprint from it. Now this is an event that happens even if you have an old save, that's why I know that it's a thing. And boy howdy am I looking forward to unlocking the broadsword. That was a weapon I had a lot of fun with. I love big hefty weapons in like medieval themed games, and that's pretty much the only one that fits the bill as of the current patch. Yeah, what a chump. Whoever would die in the first stage? Certainly not me, not ever. Oh, should I try out the ossuary? It's the only path I haven't gone. Oh. Beware. Please do not attempt to take this shortcut if you're not properly equipped. You've been warned. Risk of untimely death. I like that they actually now warn you about the ossuary. Yeah, I haven't tried it since they've updated it since I started this new file. Interesting that you have to pay a tax to get inside. I'll ruminate over whether to take that path or one of the other ones. Let me finish exploring the rest of this stage first. Oh, they added that back in, did they? Being able to buy some really high tier items at the start of the ossuary. I didn't like that when they took that out. I'm glad they put that back in. Presumably, though, I would need a lot of gold to purchase that stuff, wouldn't I? You don't happen to remember offhand how much that stuff costs, do you? I do have bleeding, though, which does pretty good damage even to heftier targets, so I might be able to make it through. Yeah, I've explored everything here, it seems. Wait, no, I must have missed something somewhere, because I only have 2 of the exits. Where's the sewer one at? Is it down here? 4 to 7k range. Well, I have just over 4k. Maybe I'll get lucky. Yeah, hold on, I'm not going crazy, am I? The old sewers exit... Oh, no, it's down there, toxic sewers. I was just blanking over it in my mind, yeah. Okay, I've explored everything here then. At the risk of having yet another untimely death, let's head into the ossuary. Oh, well... Right, I have to pay 1k gold. I just kind of blanked on that as well. Things might not be going so well for me here. Although, let's see what tier the rapier is at when I unlock it. Okay, it's only tier 3. Oh, and it has the worst bonus in the game. Like, doubling your damage, that's nice, but doubling the damage you take? Too much for my blood. Granted, I don't exactly have many strength upgrades at this point, so it might be worthwhile. Like, if the ossuary is as dangerous as you're saying it is, I might be getting one shot anyway, so might as well boost my damage while I'm at it. Oh, there's a 4 times damage boost for 2 times... Wait. Oh yeah, 4 times damage boost to you for 2 times your damage taken bonus. Interesting. I imagine that must be rare since it's a pure upgrade to this one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with my blood sword too. Hopefully that works out for me. Oh, here's where the merchant is, yeah. Oh, I'm only a little bit over 2k off. And those are some nice bonuses. I really wish there was like a sacrifice something for gold mechanic like there is in Isaac. That would be really welcome here. Maybe like a sacrifice a level up or something? Could pick up the grenade. I'm gonna save my gold and hope for some better upgrades within the ossuary itself. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that Blood Sword plus Ice Blast. It's not as dependent on tier level for being able to deal with enemies effectively. Frost Blast doesn't level up at all, and the Blood Sword still does good damage because of the bleed ticks. They don't really scale with level much, if at all. Oh, fuck me. If I had been just a little bit quicker, I actually could have made this hourglass door. That blueprint is beckoning me. I'm not sure if I recognize what item that is. I don't know if that's something new they've added, or if it's just a ranged weapon from before that I've forgotten. Okay, I killed that gremlin quickly enough. That's not so bad. If I can repeatedly freeze him like this, yeah, and that would work against crowds as well. Okay. Barring stupid mistakes on my part, which will happen at some point, I guarantee you that. I think I can actually do this. Oh yeah, Frost Blast, now that it's fast, is fantastic for dealing with those AoE jerks. I can actually freeze them before they can attack me. And since I can freeze the turtle bros, they can't do their counterattack bullshit to me either. Nice. Yeah, that's what I noticed. Bleed ticks unfreeze enemies. That's fine though, as long as I can get the drop on them initially, that's pretty good. Just gonna wait for them to both turn around and face me, or for the shield guy to do it. Because as long as I can freeze them once, they're slowed down for a little bit, which is the really helpful thing with the freeze effect in my opinion. I'll try and remember to go back to that challenge portal after I'm a little bit stronger. Alright, well so far I haven't encountered any robust crowds, but I've been doing decently. Oh, the frost is fantastic for dealing with these annoying slime spawners. They're not threatening, but I've always found them one of the more annoying enemies to deal with. Depending on what weapon you have, the rapier for example, it ends up being really difficult to hit them due to how low to the ground they are, and that's just really aggravating. Okay, so they still do the counterattack if I'm frozen. That's just a thing that happens automatically when you attack their back. I didn't quite realize that. You can freeze them when they're in the middle of attacking though, that's good to know. I feel like this is stuff I probably already knew, but just had kind of forgotten about. So, if I bleed them first and then freeze them, they're immediately broken out of the freeze effect. But I think they're still slowed down. It seemed like that Slayer was slow. Ooh, what blueprint did I acquire? Spiked boots. I don't think that's something I've ever seen before. You know, if... Okay. And I just nearly lost it right there. Don't underestimate the basic gremlin type enemies. Because then they're gonna hurt you. Do you know if that spiked boots item... Okay, wow, the slimes do surprisingly high amounts of damage when they're not frozen. Do you know if these spiked boots were added in the most recent patch, or if it was the elemental update? Because I didn't find everything from the elemental update before they ended up having this new patch. You think it was added with the darkness update? Okay. Okay, Yeah, I figured he'd start rolling. I did want to try and rally there. You know what? Can I just... Yeah, I should be able to ignore them. None of them are the enemy type that can really climb up ledges, so I really don't need to deal with them necessarily. Yeah, well, I can't believe I never actually thought to do this before, but just ignoring some of the more troublesome groups of enemies is definitely a good thing to do in this game. Sometimes you just don't have the setup for dealing with them. And thankfully I can more easily get past them since I can just freeze them. Yeah, this is a fantastic setup for this place, surprisingly so. I knew it would be good, but not this good. Not just yet. I'm gonna see if I can't restore my health with a lucky food drop or just get better gear in general before tackling that elite. Let's see, Electrical Whip 5, that would probably be a downgrade for my blood sword. Ooh, this is good. A solid amount of damage reduction, and I get gold whenever I get a dead cell. So that'll pay for itself in due time. Yeah, let's go with that. I think that's actually more useful than the level up. And hopefully it'll give me enough extra gold that I can end up purchasing that level up anyway. Oh, you like to enter the elite rooms to see what spawns and then you run away. That's not a bad way of handling things either. Okay, that nearly ended very poorly. Oh, I don't want to use my other healing charge flask. But if I don't, I'm more liable to die all of a sudden. Difficult choices. I can't pan my camera enough to see if I can actually escape over that way safely. I think I might be able to. Yeah, I'm very fortunate that there aren't currently any enemies that can climb these chains, or for the most part even have an effective means of attacking you. It's pretty much just the flying enemies and the mages, I guess. I'm sure they'll add something at some point that's more effective for dealing with that, though. Okay, nothing over there worth picking up, so I'm just gonna leave them alone. I do need the gold, but not when I'm at this low of health. Yeah, okay, you know what? Let's try out your strategy. Let's see what it is. It is... Oh, it's a shield guy. That's actually not that bad. Especially with my freezy stuff. You should actually be pretty easy to deal with in general, unless I'm an idiot. Okay, I'm gonna use that healing flask rather than rallying. I didn't exactly do that much damage either. You know what? I'm gonna ignore him for now. Yeah, I thought that would be easy, but no such luck. You know, when I actually do end up getting hit, I come so close to death anyway. I might as well open the cursed chest, really. Alright, free level up, I'll take that. Let's see, health isn't immediately useful since I die in one hit. Let's go with some more strength. Plenty of GOLD, and let's see what the bonuses on this are like. Slows down all nearby enemies when the victim thaws out, and the victim suffers bleed damage when it thaws out. Okay, I'll take that. I wasn't too excited when I got that Frost Blast, but that is a pretty solid upgrade for something that you usually don't get an upgrade for. Alright, that's 2 enemies down. Gonna let the bleed do most of the work here. So, yeah, the slimes do actually count for that enemy counter kill. I wasn't sure if they would or not, if it would just be the spawner that would. So this is actually the perfect situation for actually clearing my curse, pretty much. Just gotta wait for them to be in the right position for me to approach safely. And curse is lifted, boom. Yeah, wow, look at how many bleed stacks I can build up, since there's the bleed from my blood sword. Then there's also the bleed from them unfreezing, which happens immediately because of the bleed effect from my blood sword. And presumably if I refreeze them, it would cause further bleed stacks when they unfreeze. Yeah, I think it does. I think I saw extra bleed stacks appearing even though I wasn't attacking them anymore with the blood sword. Damn, I am getting lucky with my item synergy today. Let's see, do I have the range to hit you from all the way over here? No such luck. What about bear traps? Are they going to prevent you from attacking? No, of course not. God, this is why I hate this enemy type so much. Sometimes they're in such a disadvantageous position to you that you really don't have a way of dealing with them. Okay, I think I can freeze him as soon as I get up here. Thank God for that speed buff. Well, this is a long tunnel. Jesus Christ, how long does this go on for? Oh, that is a very annoying sentry to deal with. I'm just gonna freeze you dudes. Oh, thank God it has pretty good range. I'm also glad that these sentries don't attack you through walls like that. Now that would be the biggest dick move that they could do. You're just getting a heavy crossbow, that's not exactly worth going for. Ooh. Another skill? That's about the only thing I have an empty slot for at the moment. Yeah, I'll take a flashbang. That could come in handy. Just throw one of those if there's a whole bunch of confusion and stun everything so I can get away. If I had something like that, I might have been able to escape on that last failed run. Wow, we're going deep into the underground. Yeah, I think Frost Blast has entered my top tier items list for this game. I never was a huge fan of it before, but that speed boost has made it really something special. Oh, did they actually change where the ossuary takes you to? I do believe there was something in the patch notes about there being a new stage, I think, if I recall? If I'm not just making that up? I'm guessing that is where it now leads. As opposed to before, where... This is the very definition of a magic pixel. As opposed to before, where it led to, what, the ramparts, the sewers, and... There was another area, wasn't there? The prison depths. So yeah, the ossuary now leads to either a new area or the Black Bridge. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't unlocked any exits thus far, have I? So... there's a +1 to health there, and that actually might give me enough health to maybe survive a hit if I'm lucky, so... I think I'm gonna go get that first before I continue anywhere else. What area led to the prison depths then? I forget. Was that an alternate exit to the fog fjord or something? Oh, I could have sworn that health boosts gave you more effective health as well. I guess I misremembered that, or they changed it. It's not worth the cost, because there is that level up earlier on that I could still use. It would be better than the flashbang, though. You know what, let's go with it. You don't know where the prison is now, so yeah, they moved it somewhere. So, there's still that merchant from before that I want to visit if I end up scrounging up another like 5k gold. There was the bonus challenge area, wasn't there? Yeah, I can see the portal on the map. Now actually wouldn't be a bad time to try it, since one hit and I fail it, and one hit currently from anything and I'll die. Oh. I really want to see what that new area is like, since that's the biggest thing they've added in this content patch, but one hit and I'm dead. I did manage to go through quite a few fights without taking any damage, so I can possibly manage that again, but I'm not exactly confident about that. I don't remember, did that merchant, was he selling food? He might have been. Forget where he was. Was he in one of the earlier stages? The new area will be my death. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I want to check it out anyway. Yeah, okay, that's where the merchant is. I can tell by the gold coin. Let me just see if he has any food for sale. I don't think he did, though. Yeah, nope. The one time I actually want him to have food, and he's not capitulating. Alright, let's risk it. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I rely way too much on idioms. I have no idea why that is, but it's just a part of my speech pattern. See, now that's what I'm talking about. Good old wall meat, or really wall entrail, since I have it set to the monster setting. If you're wondering why I made that mistake, I meant to throw the ice grenade. I pressed the wrong button. Let's prevent that from happening again. Alright, well, that's not a good first sign. I can ignore these guys, but they'd be annoying if I was coming back up, so... I know that I just wasted the wall meat that you gave me, game, but would you be so kind as to give me some more? Oh, that is not a nice enemy combination. I think I'm going to try approaching from a different direction. That is also quite rude. I have to be really careful here, because if I forget that the sentry is there, it's just gonna attack me from out of nowhere, and I'm gonna die. Okay, good. That's these spawners dealt with. Lob the ice grenade. Perfect. Freeze it again to make sure it stays frozen, and I am fine. Please don't tell me this was just a dead end. Okay, good. I would have been real upset if that were the case. I have to be real careful here because I do not want to proc their counterattack, but presumably I can just... Why isn't he freezing? Wait. What? That was weird. That seemed a bit glitchy, actually. Okay, I made it to the new area, the Forgotten Sepulchre. I'm not even gonna stay a second longer in this stage. I need my free heal. Okay, I'm pretty happy with my current setup. Let's see, spiked boots inflicts a critical blow if the kick interrupts an attack. Interesting. Bit of a timing minigame going on there. I wouldn't mind using the broadsword and just unlocking it in general. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that, as useful as the bloodsword has been. I feel like the broadsword should combo well with the freezing as well. Since it's such a slow weapon, I can freeze everything at once and then go for the damage. I'll hold off on unlocking the Impaler for now, though. Don't want to waste my one freebie right here when I'm not going to be using it. Now if one of those was plus damage to a freezing target, that'd be bad. Oh well. It does do a bit more to bleeding, which is also caused by my freezing, so it's not all bad. Okay, I'm excited. A new stage. My skin has been replaced entirely with goose flesh. I'm gonna assume you're friendly. Okay, good. You're cool though, you're like a spider lady person. With a mask, it looks like, and I'm not sure if that's like part of your armor or if it's a horn or what. That is a rad design though. Alright, official name of my character is Fallen. Appropriate. The Light of the Guardian Colonnade. Wait, is that supposed to be a name? Because I don't recognize that word. It could be an archaic one though. The Light of the Guardian Colonnades will protect... Okay, colonnades. The way the sentence is structured, I think she's saying the Guardian Colonnades, whatever the hell a colonnade actually is. I'm actually gonna Google that word. Sorry for taking a bit long here, but I'm really curious what that word is. I have a fairly solid vocabulary, so I can usually at least vaguely recognize a word. But I don't think I've ever seen that one. Alright, according to Google, a colonnade is a row of columns supporting a roof, an entablature, or an arcade. But for how long? Behind you, the big light right there. I really love the expressiveness they give your character with his motions. It, oddly enough, because of the fact that the games are not alike at all, other than this in this one specific way. But it reminds me of how expressive Mario is in Super Mario RPG, where he's a silent protagonist, but he ends up communicating everything through a series of ridiculously complicated pantomimes. So yeah, this is what she was referring to. I can't seem to interact with it though. The item behind the paid door has a ridiculously long cooldown, but it places a light source. Interesting. Oh, okay. So, interesting. So these light up and give me protection from this awful mist, and I'm guessing that item constantly gives me... Yeah, it gives you a fixed light source that you can place. I think that would be worth replacing the bear trap with. Does it do anything else? Holy shit, you weren't kidding. 108-second recharge time. Damn, those are actually some nice bonuses. It ignites the ground around me and releases a cloud of poisonous gas. That's pretty lucky. Yeah, the light fades as I get away from the light sources. It lasts for a little bit, which is good. This is a cool stage though. I like that they're actually playing around with stage mechanics like that. Speaking of light sources, let's place one. Okay. You weren't kidding, this is a rather nasty stage. I'm not even sure what's happening now, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Okay, so these guys are teleporters. It seems that they might have some sort of active block, or some sort of stance. Maybe that would have been a parry. I'm gonna heal up to be safe. I don't think I'm likely to survive long anyway. Okay, I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to make it through there unless I just wait for the cooldown to proc. Cause this— oh wait, the light disappeared. Interesting. I'm gonna have to go through this really fast. Huh. I like that they're trying out like new stage gimmicks, but I'm not entirely sure how I feel about this. Oh, wait. Did I get this light source from the wall? Because I did not notice it here before. It just suddenly appeared, or maybe I just noticed it. Yeah, these guys are agile fuckers. Oh, light's about to fade. I gotta retreat. Okay. Yeah, this is one rude-ass stage. Okay, so keep an eye out for secret walls even more so than I have been doing. Now they're not just a nice bonus, they're outright necessary for you to survive. They do seem to place these, permanent light sources fairly frequently. Always by teleporters, it looks like, in other places as well. So, no, I'm not picking up that shield. That would not help me at all. At least I have my cooldown finished on the candle. So I can lay that down if I'm in trouble. Which I might be right here. I might not have needed to do that, but I'm playing it safe. I don't expect to actually make it through this stage in its entirety, so I'm just gonna try and do what I can to make it as far as I possibly can. Which includes retreating like a coward when necessary. So yeah, these guys attack very slowly, but otherwise they are incredibly fast and agile. They're pretty distinct. There's really no other enemy that I fought before that's quite like them, which is cool. I gotta retreat. Alright, time to use my other healing charge. I think I might gun for more healing upgrades. I'm gonna need them if I actually want to get far in this stage. I do like the sense of urgency that this whole mechanic places on you, though. Oh, there's a locked door, I gotta find the key. That's... because always they encourage you to go fast with the hourglass doors, but it's never actually necessary. This is the first stage where you need to be hasty. Messed up that platforming, unfortunately. I wonder if I'd be doing better here if I had had the broadsword. Quite possibly so. Bleed ticks are quite strong with my current setup. Okay. That is new. That is very new indeed. Thank God for this weapon's really good value, though. Okay, I think I'm gonna place... does he teleport? He does not. So I'm gonna place the candle here and deal with these jerks. Just get them out of the way. Then I'm gonna... oh shit, I didn't freeze quick enough. Take him out, and now I can deal with the crazy spinny top man. Oh, he killed himself on the spikes. Well, I'm not complaining. Okay, so he only seems to have the spinny attack, which isn't too threatening. I'm making it farther than I thought I would have. Something's gonna ambush me, isn't it? As soon as I take this. Or not. That would have been the perfect place. This looks like a boss arena where you'd fight like one big tough enemy or something. Okay, so I just gotta make it back to where that locked door was. That was, down there. Oh, I have no nearby teleporter. That's kind of annoying. Alright, I'm guessing I'm at the halfway point of the stage at this point. Oh, shit. Whoops, I kind of pressed that a bit too quickly. I think I would have preferred going with a damage upgrade. Health will help too, though. Okay, I gotta get back to light. Oh, shit. God, that is a really nasty wombo combo. I just realized I could have used my candle there. Because you start constantly taking damage, and it's more difficult to find your way back to the light because you can't see a damn thing. Probably should have saved that for up ahead. Oh well. Oh boy. I think this actually might be my favorite stage so far, just for how interesting it is. And I really do like that they incentivize you for keeping your eyes out for these secret walls, which are actually a little bit easier to notice because they're like these more noticeably obvious like squares because of the whole fog effect. I feel like they should probably patch that because I think that's unintended. But the games with this stage is really encouraging you to basically just pay more attention and go through more quickly, which are things that it suggests you do in earlier stages but doesn't require that you do. And it's cool that there's a stage that actually forces you to use those skills. I really wish there weren't these mages here though. They are far and away my least favorite enemy in the game, and boy are they an annoyance here. Come on, gotta get to another light. Oh! One right here. Perfect. Taking damage, not so much. Can I do anything with this crypt in the background? No, it's just a minor background detail. Oh, crap, gotta re-up my light. Yeah, honestly, like, aside from the darkness gimmick, the stuff in the stage actually, I would say, isn't nearly as dangerous as it is in some of the other later stages. Like, typically, I have the most trouble with tricky enemies, and most of the enemies in here really aren't that bad. The only one that's especially annoying, at least with my current setup, are the mages. But the agile sword dudes and like the big spinny sombrero top dudes, I haven't actually been finding them all that difficult to deal with. And the darkness gimmick, while somewhat tricky to deal with since it's something entirely new, as long as you retreat a bunch, which is something I started doing anyway because of the whole, you know, fleeing past enemies thing, you can deal with the gimmick pretty easily if you do that. Wow. This stage is really stingy with teleporters though. I thought it was being pretty generous at first, but like, I could really use one like right in the center, which is where I'm assuming the next locked door is. I'm just gonna have to retreat back on foot. Alright, let me just check the big map again to make sure I don't get lost. Because if anything kills me, it'll be getting lost and not having a light source nearby. Thankfully, there appears to be one right down here. Yeah, I have had a few close encounters with the ninja dudes when they've swarmed me, but the broadsword seems really good at dealing with them. Well, that and the freezing. Yeah, that's why I've been trying to be sparing with my candle, is if I really need it, like if I'm fighting a group of enemies and I can't really escape, and the darkness is closing in, that's when I need to save it for, rather than just using it to make an encounter a little bit more comfortable. Like right here, I think this is a good place to put it. I'm not sure if the light goes through walls. I don't think it does, unfortunately. I was hoping it might, which is why I wanted to place it there specifically. That was actually a really bad place to put it. My bad. Thankfully, there's a permanent light source right here. I am glad that that is a consistent feature. This, though, is getting a bit ridiculous. I don't need 2 permanent light sources in a Rogue game. Whoa, where did all these guys come from? There were not this many enemies over here before, I thought. Okay. Could have gone worse. I think I'm just gonna leave the rest of them to their own devices, rather than risking dealing with them again. Oh, perfect, a merchant. I'm tempted by the shovel. How is its damage compared to my broadsword? So it's 2 tiers higher, but it's only slightly stronger, so it's overall a fairly weaker weapon. It's also not as large, so it's not going to be as good at dealing with groups. But it does have that +1 to strength, which is nice. I think it's also a bit quicker. Really what it comes down to is that I only have enough to purchase one thing, and unless this amulet is really good, I think I'm going to get the level up. Yeah, the amulet bonus isn't super good. I would like to actually pick up both of these because then I could get 2 strength upgrades, but I think I'll just get the guaranteed one. If I end up getting 10k gold by the time I reach the exit, and assuming I'm not in a position where I just want to flee through that exit, I think I'll backtrack here to pick up that shovel. Because that +1 to strength really would come in handy, I think. Okay, those guys are more dangerous than I gave them credit for. I thought they would just continue on in a single direction, but they can turn while spinning. Good to know. What's in that little alcove? A shield? That's not worth the hassle. Ooh, I might be near the end. Okay, thankfully I didn't aggro that jerk mage. I probably should take him out post-haste though before he ends up being a bother. Ooh, another merchant. Well, I picked up a lot of gold really quickly. I didn't realize just how rich this stage was making me. So, level up. I'm strongly tempted by the rapier, but hearing that it's been nerfed, I think it would be best if I don't go with it. Seems like its crits are as strong as ever, like roughly 3 times the base damage, but yeah, if I'm not getting as many crits as I used to, it's definitely not going to be nearly as good. Let's see, damage reduction, how does that compare to my current amulet? It's worse. Yeah, I think the static level up is better here. Let's go with more strength. How long does the stage go on for? Jeez. I guess it's only appropriate that it's this long, though, given how long the previous stage. Platforming errors. I don't usually make them, but when I do, it's especially painful. I really did not need that here. It looks like I'm retreating all the way back to the top, which is interesting. That makes me wonder if this is actually the direction I should be heading in or not. I can always backtrack, though, if I need... Ooh. Let's see what elite enemy spawns. Oh god, okay, well now I know their proper name, I never knew that before, it's Inquisitor. Well, as long as I'm out of his range, that's not so bad. Unfortunately, it makes retreating back to this light source a little bit more dangerous than I'd like, so... I think I'll be using my candle up ahead. Alright, that went fairly well. Crowd of ninjas, another sombrero dude. I think I'll let them teleport down here to follow me, yeah? That way I can take them on by their lonesome. It is the one nice thing about teleporting enemies is that it's very easy to draw them out of a crowd. Friggin' mages, I hate them so much. Looks like there's one more in this group of enemies. Can I deal? Oh, okay. That light source disappeared. That's not good. While my cooldown is ticking down, I'm gonna retreat a little bit. I don't feel... Oh, then again, I have to go past this platforming stuff, which I don't feel super comfortable about doing, but I'm already doing it, so too late. Yeah, I'm gonna try and see what was back here. Hope that maybe there was, like, I don't know, maybe some food in walls or something. Something that would put me in a better position to tackle that mess. Ooh, I'm not sure how I feel about continuing down there, though. Is there something there for me? There does appear to be a passage. Alright, just gonna retreat for a second. Rely on my light source. If I can get them on their own, they're not super duper bad. Oh shit, it's gone. I just realized the light source disappeared, although there was one up here. Okay, I'm just taking more damage by doing this. This might not have been my best idea. Oh, okay, I thought there was a passage that was going on further ahead. Instead, there's nothing, so now I'm just in an even worse position to actually forge onwards. Good choices, me. Right, that's where I got smacked in the face before. Gotta be careful there. And I so the whole reason I was doing that was to give me time to have my, candle cool down. But I ended up using it anyway. Thankfully that turns out to not be so important, because there were actually temporary light sources here that I didn't see before. If I had known they existed, I would have just continued. Well, so much for beating that stage. It was fun, though. I feel like I was probably close to the end, though, so I'm kind of disappointed I couldn't make it all the way through. Oh well, that's as good a place as any to end the stream. If I can't end it on victory, I'll end it on death. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.